Hey guys. Hey. It is kind of a cloudy day out today. I'm filming this on Saturday morning, and here in Indiana, it is supposed to be cloudy all day, maybe some thunderstorms. Who knows? It's the Midwest, so it changes. I'm coming with one of a project share that I did, it's quite a while ago, using Project Life cards. So I have a ton of them. I feel like a lot of us have them, whether we used to be scrapbookers or, the Project Life concept was big for a while, right? So I have a lot of them, even though I never personally use the Project Life system in a kind of scrapbooking photo documentary way. I got a lot of them because I liked that they were small cards already, decorated to a specific size that I could use in my journals. So I have a ton of them. I can show you. Hold on, let me move my essentials, namely my coffee. Let me move some of this out of the way. Maybe I can pull this into frame. So this is like my project. Oh, and here comes a child. Hang on just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I knew that was going to happen because all of my children are awake. I knew it. So this is where I keep all of my journaling cards. These, and these are all Project Life. And they just, they come in different kits. If you've never seen them before, they come in different kits. And they're decorated on both sides. And depending on the kit, obviously is different, patterns and colors and, all of that. So, I have a ton of them, but the thing is, oh my goodness, where did this one go? I like to keep them all together. So if I need multiples of the same one, I have it. And now there it is. But unfortunately for what I do with junk journaling, there are some, because these are made for like memory keeping, there's some with words on them that are not necessarily ones that I would want, in my journal, right? Like this one, it says thousands of little moments. That's not bad, right? But maybe I don't want it to say thousands of little moments in my journal. I'm trying to find, there are some that say this day happened or on this day or, I don't know. If you have them, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't have them, then you can kind of get the gist that there's just sometimes where you want to cover stuff up, right? So I was trying to think of something other than collaging over the top of them. What could I do to make them useful for my purpose? Oh my God, can you hear my kids screaming? This is literally my whole life. My whole life is just my youngest and my middle son. My youngest is a girl. They are exactly the same child. And my whole life is like playing referee with these two children. It drives me absolutely insane. Say a prayer. I'm going to need it today. So there's some, let me show you these empty ones that, like this one, very cute, but it says smile across the top. Not really something that I want to use. So by putting a pocket, I can flip this card over since the back doesn't have an image. Flip this card over, the pocket's going to cover the smile, and now I will just have a cute little pocket that I can put a little tag in. So I made a bunch of these, and I shared them on a Facebook group that I'm in. And a lot of people were asking, how do you make them, dimensions and all that. So I thought I'd pop on here and show you how I made these. So there's those. Let me put those back. There's another finished one. So in this also, Project Life cards come in, vertical, right? Like this, vertical cards, but they also come in horizontal cards like this. So I thought I'd show you both because the dimensions obviously are a little different. So we will start with the vertical one, and then I'm going to use this just for the little, journaling cards that'll go inside. So let me scoot that over. We'll start with the vertical one, and I've got my measurements here. Let me grab my paper trimmer, and to start for the vertical one, let me pull this out. Hopefully you can see. So for the vertical one, you need to cut a piece of paper that is 3 1/4 tall by 3 7/16 side to side. And that will leave the space for the, what am I trying to say? The little bits, that we're going to glue down. That's the technical term. So if you have a piece of paper that is graphically set to go one way, that will be helpful. So I need it to be 3 1/4 tall. Here comes another child. Oh, both children. And it is the two that I always tell you about that never listen. Yeah, I'm talking about you. And then we are going to go 3 7/16 this way. Okay, hold on just a second. This is going to be a long one. All right. It's never ending, and I can guarantee you it will happen again. Okay, so we have 3 1/4 by 3 7/16, just a little square. So you can see it's a little, larger than our thing. So we can create our sides. So there's that. I'm going to grab my scoreboard now. And this is so close in size that I just try to make sure that I keep it so I don't have to keep measuring it over and over again. And then we are going to score 1/4 of an inch on either side. So since this one is kind of an odd size, I do it from this side, which is awkward, but So we'll do 1/4 here. And then we'll do 1/4 here for the bottom. And then we'll do 1/4 here for the other side. So there's that. And then we can go ahead and fold. Grab my bone folder. We'll fold along all of those score marks that we just did. And then we're going to cut off these little squares so that we don't have too much kind of mucking up the sides, taking too much space. Now, the Project Life cards are rounded on the corners. So after I cut, make sure you do the top too. And this is just, like I said, to get rid of some of that extra bulk when you're folding things down, so you don't have a ton of bulk. And then we'll fold these up like this. And then what I like to do, these Project Life cards on my corner rounder is the large size. So on the Katamaro, which I've linked, I think, in every video, Katamaro Pro, you can find them on Amazon, is the large size for Project Life. So I'm going to stick, after I fold them down, I'm going to stick that into my corner rounder. And sometimes it's hard because it's a lot of paper, but this one gets the job done. Here we go. So now we have rounded corners that will fit our Project Life card perfectly. I also like to put a little notch in the top. So let me grab my 1-inch circle punch. And I just kind of eyeball, where the middle is on these. because it's not an exact size, you know, it's not an even size really. Project Life cards aren't an even size. Oh, that just like hit me in the face. And then I'll do a little notch. If you want to ink, do it now before you kind of glue it down. That way you can ink this top edge. And remember, I'm going to flip this over so I can cover up that smile because I don't want it. So let me grab my inks. I got this 4 one because I thought I would like use all of them. I think it has, what else in here? Hickory Smoke, which is the gray, Vintage Photo, Ground Espresso, and black. I was like, oh yeah, that's a good deal because I'll have all 4 of these colors. I don't think I've ever touched the gray, ever. So I probably would have been fine just getting, I mean, I have all of the mini inkers as well. But I don't know. I mean, I guess this one is nice because I can just leave this one ink thing left out on my desk, and I have both of the browns that I usually go for. But yeah, I never use the gray, like ever. And then if you want to do this card too, especially where you're going to be gluing, you can go ahead and do this. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to go ahead and go around the bottom just in case when I glue this down, this paper isn't exact, you know, it will kind of mask it. You could wait to do the back until after you glue it. Obviously it's not going to make a difference because you're not putting anything on the back, but I'll just do this real quick. So here's another child. Yes, Lily? Oh, it's going to be a tattle moment.
A coin is not being quiet.
Hang on, guys. What did I tell you? It would happen again. This is the joys of having 3 children. 3 young children, I should say. So after you get everything inked, oh, I've got it on my desk. After you get everything inked, next up is just to glue it down. So we can run a little bit of glue. If you have, you know, thin 1/4 inch double-sided tape, you could definitely use that too. I do not. So I will just use my Fabri-Tac. I really want to get some of that art glitter glue with the really thin nozzle. I just haven't because I have to order it online. And, you know, sometimes I want that instant gratification of picking something up and bringing it home and like having it, you know? So I like to do them this way with the little folds so that it has a bit more space. It's not as tight. Plus, if you don't have those little, you know, 1/4 inch gusset things, I don't even know what they're called. But if you don't have them, then you lose some space on the side. So your journaling card is going to be a bit smaller. But you can do that if you want. You don't have to have, you know, those little wings on the sides and the bottom. So that's just, I mean, I guess that's just personal preference. So there's that one. All done. Really quick. And you can, you know, use up some of your Project Life cards. I'm also going to show you how to do a horizontal one for size-wise. So just to recap, the vertical one or your paper size is 3 7/16, and you can see that it fits side to side perfectly with 1/4 inch tabs on each side. So 3 7/16 by 3 1/4 total, because you're going to take 1/4 off of 3 sides for your little flaps. So for the horizontal one, so on the back of this one is horizontal. For that one, let me get my paper trimmer out again. That is going to be 4, here, let me grab my notes so you can see. That's going to be 4.5 long or wide by 2.5 tall. So 4.5, and this is just a I got one of those like tag packs, and this was just like a craft piece of paper, but it was huge. And I just, and the hole is like not perfectly in the middle. I don't know. So I just threw it in my scrap bin because I knew I could use the paper. So we're going to cut this at 4.5 wide. Could use that as like a little page tab. Yeah. Just like glue it to the top of a page. Maybe I'll do that. And then it is going to be 2.5 tall. So we'll cut that. And then I'm going to grab my scoreboard again, and we are going to do the same thing. So 1/4 inch around each of the sides. I hope you can see that. So since these are even, I can pull in 1/4 inch from this side and not have to like be awkward. But the other one, because it was 7/16, I didn't want to do that. And we'll just flip it over. We'll do 1/4 inch here. So now that's 2 1/4. And then we'll do another 1/4 inch here. So 4 1/4 again. Oh, I think I hit the wrong mark. I did. Oh well. And then same process of folding in the sides. The only difference with this is the size. So that's why I just wanted to show you both. That way you would have this, measurements perfectly for your project life cards. And these are the smaller project life cards. This is not for, the large ones. This is just for the smaller ones. You could do it for the large ones. I have not done it for those, so I can't tell you the measurements. But you could do this exact same process for the large ones. And you could just glue them onto your page, right? I mean, with these little ones, you could just glue the little ones onto the page too. And then it wouldn't really matter what the back is. So again, if there's something on the card itself where you just don't like the back, then just glue it straight down to your page. And then you've got this nice little pocket and you don't have to worry about the back. So there's that. Again, I'm going to round the bottom corners so that it fits nicely on the card and matches. So there's that. I'm also going to do a little notch. Let me flip it over on here and just kind of eyeball the middle. This one, I guess you could measure since it's an even, measurement, but I ain't got time for that. So there's that. And it fits horizontally on your card, just like so. So let me ink this one too. And grab ink.
Mommy, the fire's working.
Oh, you turned our fireplace on?
Yeah, it's working.
Oh my gosh. Can you turn it off though? Because I don't think it's really cold outside to need a fireplace on.
Okay.
Thank you. That is something. So she's 3. And she comes down to our basement, which is where I am. It's where my room is. We've got a fireplace down here, but it's on the thermostat, which is super nice in the winter because, I can just set it to a certain temperature and it'll kind of do its thing. But like now, if she changes the temperature, it will kick on. So we got our bill one time, our house is electric, except for the fireplaces, and which is what we mainly use to heat anyways. The one down here is gas, and so I got my gas bill in the middle of summer and it wasn't like the minimum amount, which means that something was using gas. I'm like, what in the world? Come to find out, every single day Lily was coming down and turning the fireplace on. I said, well, that's great. I'm so excited that we had the fire running in July. Anyway, So now we've got that inked. Again, I do both sides. You don't have to do both sides, especially because one of them is going to be covered by the pocket, but I just do. So, and then we'll just glue this on here. Now this is kind of plain, it's not pattern paper, so I'll probably decorate the front of that, but we'll have a cute little pocket. So let me glue that down. All right, so again, this one is 4.5 wide by 2.5 tall. The piece of paper, 4.5 wide by 2.5 tall, and then you are going to score 1/4 inch, you know, little bits on 3 of the 4 sides. And then we'll glue this down. And just kind of push your corners down so that it folds nicely since we rounded them. And I love that, you know, it's my corner rounder makes it exactly what it needs to be. So we'll just push that down really good. Just burnish it a little bit. Make sure we've got it sealed up because it'll kind of want to pop up because of those little corner bits. So we've got that. So there we go. Now we have a horizontal and a vertical pocket all glued down. The sizes for the cards that I'm putting on the inside, let me grab a piece of paper. I love this little paper pad. It's a Prima Marketing. I think I got it at Michael's. I'm going to assume that it's Michael's. I don't really know for sure, but that's what I'm going with. Let's find something that's pretty. I don't know. I kind of like that one, but it's a little grungy, don't you think? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I had to. My camera kind of cut out. This one's not bad. But we'll do this one. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. All right. So the cards are 2 5/8 by 3 3/4. Which I guess kind of sucks for this 6 by 6 because I'm not going to get but 2 cards out of it. So 3 3/4. And they're the same, you know, for both pockets. And then 2 5/8. That's 4 5/8. And another 2 5/8. So now we've got 2 pockets. Ugh, I hate having that much cut off on my paper. Hate it. It just seems like a waste. Like, I got 2 journaling cards and now I have all this cut off, and I cannot stand that. It drives me insane. I made a tutorial for essentially a no scrap booklet. I'll link the video down below. But this, out of 2 12 by 12 pieces of paper, this was all the scrap, and it was like my dream, because then I even used this for the second part of the project. But oh, that is how I want because we spend so much money on paper, don't we? Who wants to throw half of it away? Or not throw it away, we don't throw it away, but you know, if I'm making a project, I want to use it. So for the cards, I cut these, like I said, at 2 5/8 by 3 3/4. I went ahead and rounded the corners of these as well, just so that they would match. You don't have to, but I liked it. And plus, you know, the pockets are all rounded, so I thought that it just kind of went with it a little better if we rounded those as well. You can ink these, which I did on the other ones. But 2 5/8 by 3 3/4 fit perfectly in there and perfectly in there. And as the glue is drying, if you want to stick a card like that one is a little stuck on the side. So if you just stick a card all the way down the side, you know, on both sides before it like really hardens. You can make sure that those sides are kind of popped up. So there's those. I also cut out, you can see on this card, these little tabs. Where I got this die from, I have no idea. It's this little tabby die. I don't know. But whenever I have like small scraps, I use, you know, tabs quite a bit on stuff. I'll just cut out a bunch of them. So I have some of these already cut out. You can glue them right to the top there so that it sticks out. And then even on the horizontal one, you could do it in the middle. You could do it off to the side, which would be super cute. You could even do bigger ones so it kind of sticks out the top of the pocket. These I kind of glued on so that it hit just the top. I mean, it doesn't barely stick out. So, but you can make them however you wanted. So yeah, there is the Project Life pockets. You could decorate the front. If the back is cute like these, then I would just like clip them to the side of a page. If you don't like the back, then you can just, you know, glue them down and you've got a cute little pocket. So I will leave all of the measurements for these in the comments below, or in the description below, sorry, so that you have them and you can kind of reference for size. But yeah, a quick little project, something to make use of. You know, maybe you have a ton of Project Life cards and you have enough, you know, journaling cards. I don't know. This will use some of them. So loved it. And I'm definitely going to be making a ton more and just kind of have them ready to pop in because they're super cute. So let me know what you guys want to see next. I think I'm going to do an in-depth as far as my craft room organization. A few people have asked about that. But if there's something else that you want to see, let me know. Till next time, guys. Bye.